Alrighty, in this video we're going to be talking about the Impurity Transferrence doll. When used on an enemy, these magical items remove all of your status ailments and transfer a maximum of 4 of them to your target. Uh, Something unique about it is that it's a projectile, and it can miss uh, pretty easily if you're fighting a very evasive enemy, or if you have a little bit of a distance between you and your target. Before we get into the debuffs that it can transfer, which it can transfer pretty much anything that has a straight debuff, I want to talk about dried Nupepo meat. And you can get this effect, which is Berserk, um, through using the Nupepo Soul Core as well. But what this does, and what it looks like, is this. What it does is it gives you 50% more damage in exchange for your attacks costing 50% extra key, and attacks that hit you doing an extra 50% key damage. It's kind of a double-edged sword, but the game does not consider it a debuff, just a buff. So if we transference, nothing to them ever. So wanted to show you that. Thought it might be a little important, but really that's just a side note. Anyways, let's go on to the buffs that it can. So the Kasarigama and the Axe have a lot of different buffs, and you can transfer up to 4 of them with the Impurity Transferrence doll. So let's try getting all the buffs we can. And they all transferred over to the human. And because I have the Omnio Grace, they also got slow and weakness talisman effects as well. But that's neither here or there. The important thing is that all of the other buffs or debuffs transferred to them, and so we were left with all the buffs. And that's pretty crazy, knowing what some of these buffs are capable of. So if you play a class with self buffs, this is a pretty decent, or play a weapon with a bunch of different self buffs. This is a pretty cool thing you can have in your arsenal. Lastly, I just wanted to show you that at max investment, an Impurity Transferrence doll will actually cost 3.3, and you can equip you can prepare 1 to 4 of them. 3 of them it'll cost you 10 Jitsu points. 4 of them will cost you 14, unfortunately. But 3 of them is a really good bang for your buck. Another thing I wanted to show you is that, or tell you rather, is that unlike the Sloth and the Weakness Finder, Devigorate, Life Seal talismans, enemies don't seem to have resistance to your debuffs. So if you cast, say, Rage on yourself, and then you transfer it with Impurity Transferrence doll, the enemy usually has the rest of the Rage buff for as long as you would have had it. So there is that. Also, because I told you it's a projectile, it is also pretty easy to miss a target if they're evasive, or if they move around a lot, or if you have a little bit of distance in between them. So like I showed you just a second ago, it's pretty easy to miss. A lot of times you'll get close and they will dodge. staying on the bridge is kind of cheating. They have nowhere to go but to me. But anyways, I just wanted to show you that as well. It is possible to miss it, and it can hurt quite a bit when you do because it's such a high Jitsu cost. Um, it costs more than familiar talismans. So anyways, that's it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.